Mook versus Aye Verb, man, really dope battle. Glad that it wasn't all hype and it actually turned into a very good clash between two true veterans of the sport. Salute to both Mook and Aye Verb for giving it their all and really bringing their A game to this one. And salute to R.B.E for putting this together. I'm sure it was a costly battle, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, it looked like it paid off. I actually got to the crib late. I was working at the gym like all day, and by the time I got home and turned on the pay-per-view, it was legit the start of the battle, Mook's first round. I didn't get to see anything else. I got to dip out of here pretty soon and go meet with some people, so I'm not going to have time to watch the rest of the event. I'm going to have to watch that tomorrow on the replay. But some key questions to ask. Who won? I can only talk, like I said, from my opinion. I only watched it one time. I didn't sit here watching it 2, 3, 4 times before I recorded this. I decided to get the camera rolling so I can just get my thoughts out on it while it's fresh and before I forget certain things. My opinion, I got it for Verb 2-1. Or if you want to call it any other way, I say debatable. But personally, I can't give it to Mook based off of what I saw. Reasons why. First round, Mook was dope. But a lot of people, if you read the comments on the Rap Grid pay-per-view, is talking about all the gas in the room, etc., etc., etc. Let me just break it down for anyone, a battle rap fan who's never been to a live event versus watching them at home, what like most people have done in the past. When you're at a live battle rap event, it's so easy to get caught up in the energy in the room. The bar could be straight trash, but because people around you are charged up, people are drinking, people might be smoking, you know what I'm saying, or smoked outside, whatever the case may be. So the energy is just so easy to get lost in that you might overreact to certain bars. And, you know, a lot of people were crying on Rap Grid about, you know, gas for Mook. And I mean, to be honest, there was gas for a good amount of stuff he said, but at the end of the day, you also have to remember, Mook he calls himself one of the godfathers of rap, you know what I'm saying? People call him that, you know, people call him one of the legends, one of the people that started battle rap from, you know, from the genesis. And with that being said, if a person who's like from the throwback era, one of the people that like birthed an entire culture, an entire sport, comes back once every like 37 moon cycles to battle, of course there's gonna be hella dumb gas when they spit their first round, especially when he's the one to start. He went first. It's not like he went second. Verb could have set the tone and maybe took some of the energy away from his first. Like, nah, he was first up. So it's like when Jordan comes back to, he's retired for mad long, boom, he comes back to play on the Wizards. If Jordan does a crossover, people will be like, oh my God. Let Mayweather come back out of retirement in 2, 3 years, 4 years, whatever the case is. Fight Pacquiao again, fight the next UFC up-and-comer, fight Errol Spence or something like that. Let Mayweather throw a jab and miss, or throw a jab and his opponent blocks it. The crowd's going to go crazy, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You're going to get geeked out and go a little bit on the gas station when a person who's recognized one of the greats comes back after taking a lot of time off. So that's what happened in the first round with the whole gas thing. That was expected, though. As you can kind of see, as the battle progressed, the gas for Mook died down a bit. Verb's first round, I thought he was talking, you know what I'm saying? He was talking. And you know, they got into that little scuffle thing real quick. Mook was mad physical this whole battle, mad physical, touching him, pushing him, bumping him. I mean, he wasn't doing nothing disrespectful in my opinion. At one point, second or third round, he took Verb's hat off, not in like a disrespectful way, talking about something about like his dyed hair and like respect Mook, but that bar, the bar like might have been alright, but the delivery was trash. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But Verb, in my opinion, even though Mook was being sportsmanlike about it in terms of like just bumping, it was a lot, but it wasn't disrespectful. It's like battle rap shit. Motherfuckers now just be like all on people like slapboxing with their opponent during the round. Verb, in my opinion, did the smart move by pretty much letting Mook know, nah, you're not about to bully me, you're not about to push me around on stage, you're not gonna put hands on me, just like violating my space without some type of repercussion, without me pushing back. By doing that, he asserted himself as Mook's equal rather than like, you know, a battle rapper getting the chance to battle Mook, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like I'm standing there as your equal and you're not gonna put hands on me. He was smart for doing that. Get past the scuffle when Verb went. Verb was fire to me in the first, man. Verb was talking, and he just, the thing is with Verb, he just kept picking up the energy, and I felt as though he just progressively increased the energy and increased his punchlines, increased the way he grabbed the energy of the crowd and just from the fans. Like myself watching, I was getting charged up as his round was progressing. The one thing I will say is, in my opinion, Verb ended his rounds kind of light, like the bars to conclude. You want to hope that someone ends with like some thunderous bar to conclude or punchline, but he didn't really do that, in my opinion, especially like the first, second round. I was like, damn, B, like I wish you had like that to like Jersey the round, like without Jersey and soon, but just big Jersey, it's over, and pass it to the next dude. But his rounds ended a little bit light in terms of the concluding bar. But at the end of the day, I gave Verb the first. Second round, Mook was having some mic issues. I don't know, he had like a chain on under his shirt and it was clinking around, and then the mic kind of died down, so kind of like messed with his energy in the beginning, in my opinion. He had some like, his what was it? His alcohol scheme was super slept on by the crowd, super slept on. But at the end, some like Jazz caught it. Jazz was geeking out. Jazz, respectfully, I'm gonna have to stop the battle talk. Jazz, respectfully, yo, your Jazz faces and your reaction to this was supercharged. Like you can kind of tell that Jazz was like charged to see Mook battle, because it's been a while since Mook battle. Jazz is a battle rap fan. It's just aside from being a battle, that she was a battle fan. But like people were saying that she was like riding Mook. Like I ain't trying to flame Jazz because Jazz is cool, but like, yeah, Jazz, you was going a little hard on stage. Like I said, she's a fan, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? She's a fan before anything. But like, yeah, Jazz, you was a little extra charged up there for Mook. You was charged up for Verb too, but like you was kind of charged up for Mook there. But anyways, Mook's alcohol scheme was super slept on in the building. Jazz caught it, people online caught it and stuff like that. He had some dope bars. The origami folding mad paper, whatever that was, some bar about like the letter I, and he had some other crack. He had some bars in the second round, was pretty dope. Verb, in my opinion, second round started off like all right, and then he like picked up nicely later on in the second and like was really cooking. I thought that because of his progression in the second, I gave it to Verb, but at the end of the day, I can see if people want to argue it for Mook. I'm not mad at you arguing that for Mook. Third round, the unlimited round. God, was that a long one. But can we really complain? Because at the end of the day, dudes be signing contracts. We gonna get to that in a second. Long story short, Mook's third round was savagely long. Like I didn't get to time it, but that I wouldn't be surprised if it was 10, 12, 15 minutes. Like that shit was mad long. But at the end of the day, he did have some good content in that third round, as you would hope he would. However, with the good content he had so much like filler and so much just like it was just dry spots where it's just like, bruh, like you could see on the side of the screen of the Rap Grid pay-per-view, so many people being like, yo, bruh, time, stop the round, Jersey, end it, please stop the round. And like at times I felt them, like I was watching like, yo, my man, like I get that you are honoring the contract of an unlimited round, but bro, like when are you gonna end? Because it was at times cringe-worthy long. It's like that movie that has a really good storyline, but then you just hit a certain pocket where it's just like the slowest drag. The one movie that comes to mind when I'm talking about this is Lord of the Rings 2, where I don't know if you guys ever saw that film where the hobbits are like they're like spending the entire film like riding these walking trees, and that's like the slowest thing ever in life. Oh man, storyline solid, but just that pocket of time with those scenes is crazy cringe and just crazy like a snooze fest. But Mook did have some dope vegan bars in his third, which also are factual. He had some good angles in general, you know, talking Verb's moms, Verb alleged sexual preferences, whether he's homosexual on the low or not, yada yada yada. Some good stuff in the third. It was long, but some good stuff. Verb had some dope stuff as well in the third. Wasn't quite as long as Mook's, but it was fire. Not everything he said was fire. Verb also did stumble a few times in the third round that I noticed. He might have stumbled in the second, the first two. I don't think in the first, but he might have stumbled in the second. But third round, he stumbled a few times on some of his words. Nothing crazy, but just, you notice a little like, yeah, and then, those little like 2-second hesitations or stumbles. And I felt as though the energy was like kind of messed up for Verb by the time his third kicked off, because Mook's third was so long that the crowd was just kind of like, the energy, it was like a leech was just just put on the crowd, and like the energy just got drained out of them from Mook's never-ending third. But Verb did manage to pick up at times, like towards the end. Again, he just managed to progress at certain periods. So if you want to argue, like if you want to give a round to Mook, I would say give him the third. But I would have to watch it again and like dissect everything he said. Because like I said, he said so much, but a lot of it I was just like, bruh. All right, but now questions to ask. Mook was saying in the third round that, I think it was the third round, he was complaining like, yo, Verb been touching me this whole battle, this entire battle. He been mad aggressive. He been putting hands on me, doing this. Nah, Mook, it was the other way around, bro. You the one that kicked that off, and you was trying to talk about Verb doing it. Not really, brother. I mean, Verb was doing it back to you, but you definitely got champion of the night when it comes to putting hands on another battler during the round. Also, Mook was talking through Verb's rounds a lot, and especially his third, man. But Mook was just going off, just chattering, saying all this stuff, especially early on in Verb's third, and that was pretty annoying to me, and I felt like that also kind of took away from the momentum of Verb's third and the crowd's response to everything, because it was just multiple things going on stage. Mook did act out of character at times, where he was just kind of like, he was too engaged and too reactive and too emotional. Oh, look, he's emotional to Verb stuff. Questions to ask. Is Mook worth the $50,000 requests or $100,000? Is Mook worth the bag in the future? Is Mook worth the bag? That's the question. My personal opinion, at the end of the day, people were saying, like, again, on RBE commenting, oh, he's not worth the 50K, he got beat by Verb. But yeah, if you're gonna say that Mook lost to Verb and say that Verb lost to all these other people, and you're gonna say that Mook is this much more of a legend than Verb, then respectfully, Mook, I'm not trying to tap your pockets, but you definitely shouldn't get 50K in the future. Now, let's look at it on the business end, the flip side. People want to say that Mook was rapping forever, it was a never-ending story in his third round, blah, 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 blah. He shouldn't get the 50K, he lost to Verb. Let's look at it from, like I said, a business standpoint. When you talk preparedness, who comes prepared? Mook's only battled, Iron, Lux, and like this is like the third time in like 18,000 years. So at the end of the day, even though he's had 3 battles, so you can say it's like super amounts of time to come prepared, he comes prepared. He requests 50,000 and he gives you his all with every single performance. When he battled Iron Solomon, 5-round battle, and that was a long ass battle. That shit was like an hour long, 5 rounds, and he came super prepared every single round. When he battled Lux on the Slaughterhouse thing, I was in the building for that. Even though it wasn't like an official battle rap crowd, at the end of the day, Mook still came prepared and put in that work, and he clearly won that battle. And he clearly won the Solomon, even though it was really boring. This battle, debatable, like I say, Verb or debatable in my opinion, but he still came super prepared. And you got to think of it like this way. All these battlers that be like, oh, yo, time limits. Yo, we agreed to 2 minutes. And motherfuckers, they talk about 2 minutes in a contract, but then they come with like 1:20 seconds of actual written material. And they want to charge $7,000, $8,000 for that. Mook's over here talking about, nah, we gonna get this unlimited third round. I'm asking for 50K, 100K, whatever the case is. And Mook's standing there rapping for like 10, 15 minutes straight. Like, you could tell he took this serious. He got his check, but he didn't just do it for the check. The check was nice. Of course, it's what he considers his value to be, but he took it seriously. He's not one of these people that's charging these 4, 5, yeah, 4, 5, 6 figures, and then coming not equaling up to that value. So at the end of the day, as on a business standpoint, ARP, if ARP really did reach in that bag and pull out fat numbers, he could look at Mook and say, oh, my brother, thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? You were a man of your word, and you lived up to your name, your own status that you proclaim it to be. Also, for his third round, like, bro, so many other people would have half-assed that. So many. This is coming a week after SM7, when you had nothing but battle rappers choking. And I'm going to be real. I haven't been in the battle rap scene behind the scenes in a long time, but I knew dudes' numbers, a lot of people's numbers back in the day. I know what a lot of people's getting paid, especially on Smack. I personally know who the sponsor is for Smack. I've met that man. I've spent time with that man. I know who he is. I know the type of money he brings in. So, with that being said, dudes getting booked on SM7, whether you're a small tier name, mid-tier, big tier name, like, you're getting considerable dough. So I personally don't want to hear, oh, it's a, like Verb was on Champion talking about, oh, they wasn't getting paid enough, they're not getting fed, blah, 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 blah. Nah, bruh. Dudes was getting money, just not preparing. In my personal opinion, this is a separate blog entirely, but dudes have been disrespecting the privilege or recognition to be featured on a Smack stage for far too long, and it's been a long time coming that this type of an outcome on an SM stage occurs. SM3 was bad for different reasons, but yeah, you got dudes charging all these outrageous numbers and they're not preparing. Mook's charging the most outrageous number and he's over preparing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you gotta salute the man. Also, when it comes to numbers, ticket sales, business-wise, is he selling tickets? Hell yeah. In order for Mook to continue to get the bag, he needs to stick to his pretty much MO of battling once every like 37 moon cycles. If he starts to battle as often as DNA, despite the fact that DNA is, in my opinion, like, y'all could hate on me for this, it's another blog entirely, the greatest battle rapper of all time, the GOAT. But if Mook were to start battling as frequently as DNA does, his stock is going to drop drastically. It's going to be like cryptocurrency. It's just going to be like 20,000, the peak of Bitcoin, and then boom, it's going to be like fighting to stay around like the 6,000 to 7,000 range. Reason being is that he's not going to win every single battle. So if he's going to charge outrageous numbers, also and if he starts losing consistently, his stock is going to drop. But also the fact is that if he's charging outrageous numbers and if he loses battles or has more debatables or whatever, even though I think that Verb won this, fans aren't going to want to see him as much. So if Mook battles as often as DNA, that's the sucky part about it, is like if a battle rapper is active, fans want to see you, but they're not like going like, you know, about to fly to the moon to see you. Murda Mook battles once in a blue, so it's like a special event. It's like Mayweather stepping into the ring. Oh my God, I gotta see that. You know what I'm saying? So as long as Mook stays infrequent, he'll maintain that same bag. I think Verb definitely needs a pay raise, because Verb, whether you want to say Twerk beat him, whether you want to say that Verb is lost to all these other people, whatever the case is, Verb does always, for the most part, come prepared. And he really showed his worth and his value, and further solidified himself as, you know, one of the greats, one of the Mount Rushmore worthy people, one of the legends of battle rap. So salute to Verb. I just want to take a second to, you know, also salute R.B.E. for working real hard over the years to continue to build their brand. You know, their slogan is brick by brick. I was there the night when it was actually, I think, the last interview that Aye Verb did, when I got like all of the RBE like roster together, Show Off, Adi, Jims, Oops, ARP. They was all together for this group interview, and that's when ARP started saying brick by brick. So salute to them for really just sticking through all these years, because I mean, I'm being honest, you know, a lot of the over the time, I've always felt kind of bad for them, because a lot of the turnouts at the events, fans didn't really show that same love and loyalty that they showed to other major leagues like King of the Dot, like Smack, even Queen of the Ring, because that has a niche, it's the females. A lot of people wouldn't always turn out for RBE events. The pay-per-view numbers might have been all right, but the live attendance wasn't always that crazy. And the fact that they've continued to build throughout the years, despite having some rough turnouts and stuff, I really salute them for doing that. They put together what I believe to be a fantastic card. I haven't, like I said, I get the chance to watch other battles, but from what I'm reading online, from hearing from other people, it's very good. It's been a very good turnout. ARP was talking a whole lot of stuff about, not like talking smack, but just, you know, competitive talk about SM7 versus Rare Breeds. From what I'm hearing, Rare Breeds is up 1-0 Rare Breed RBE versus Smack right now. But yeah, salute to them, man, because they really do this for the love of the sport. And I feel like over the years, like, I don't even know, maybe now they might be like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, but like they're not even at 100K right now. Like, they're definitely, in my opinion, top 3 battle leagues, you know, Smack, KOT, RBE, whatever order y'all want to debate, you know what I'm saying? But they're definitely top 3, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the fans should show RBE the stage, the platform, the brand, the battlers, the owners specifically, man, because they putting up bread. And I don't know what the return's like on all the events, but they putting up bread for years off of the love, you know what I'm saying? So the fans, I feel like they've owed RBE some more love since the genesis of RBE, and I hope that maybe this event will be a turning point, and that brick by brick start become, not brick by brick, but floor by floor, you know what I'm saying? So salute to them. One criticism for me with Mook is that in this battle, and I've noticed this since Iron Solomon, he screams too much. He still battles, to me, like, he has high energy, but a lot of the times it forces his delivery where he could fluctuate his energy and his vocal projection a little bit more and have more success when it comes to delivering things, not just always so charged up, but, you know, and so loud, but just like, you know, quieter, smooth, you know, just different types of delivery rather than just this. It's like monotone loud. He battles as if, like, no disrespect, like people were commenting saying like he's spitting like it's a 1998 mixtape verse, or, which I didn't think he was spitting on mixtape verse, or he's spitting like it's a 2005, 2003, 2002 battle. He spits like he doesn't have a microphone on, and like people can't hear him, you know what I'm saying? I get it, you still have to project, but at the end of the day, he's screaming like he's battling on a street corner. That's how you know he is from the old era. But my personal opinion, his delivery is one of the things that really, really kills him in more modern day, like on stage main event battle events, where he just has to work on his performance and just delivery and like the flow, his bar structures and shit. A lot of it, like, it was going overhead in the building. People online could say like, oh, it's basic bars. He had some good schemes and a lot of stuff people weren't catching, man. He had very good wordplay at times. It's just his delivery. I don't care how good your bar structure is, how intricate it is, if you're spitting some daylight Rubik's Cube complex bars. If you don't have the proper, and I feel like, in my personal opinion, that's always been an issue with daylight. If you don't have the proper delivery to deliver that A1 content in the proper way, you're not going to be as effective, and you're possibly going to sacrifice battle victories just because your delivery's not on. His delivery is too rough, too loud, too old. Sorry, Mook, but the delivery for modern day battle rap is a little bit too old, in my opinion. Polish that up for the future and you smoke some dudes. But unless you get that delivery down packed and you change some things, do like DNA. DNA heard the critique from the fans, from bloggers and stuff like that, and he changed his flow and his delivery. Unless you can change the delivery, you are not going to keep up with a lot of dudes in the modern era. Going forward, my personal opinion, salute to Verb. Yeah, I would like to see Mook versus Surf and, you know, maybe a couple other battles. But I want to see the likes of Mook, the likes of Lux, come back and stop battling the old era dudes, respectfully. It's not like Surf is like some old head or whatever case, and Verb is old head, but I want to see them battle some of the new cats, the new types of bar structures, to see how Mook and them match up. I don't know if Mook's gonna have the personals to break down certain people from the newer era like he would from the older era that he has history with. So I want to see Mook, Lux, all the legendary old school cats come and battle some new homies. And Mook, change your delivery. You have to change it. If you don't change it, bro, you're gonna have problems going forward. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more active, a little bit more frequent with my own material. I just get caught up, you know what I'm saying, with real life, just boxing all the time. It's 24/7. I literally work 6-7 days a week. I'm in the gym training people, training myself. I'm fighting a lot, you know what I'm saying. So trying to have a pro debut hopefully before the year's out. So yeah, and my personality, I play the cut, so a lot of times I just, you know, stay in the background, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit more active. But like I said, I do have some videos coming, so it's good to be back. See ya.